Coach, if you can just please give us a brief. Firstly, welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
Can you please give us a brief summary of the match from your perspective?
Good evening. I think it was a very tactical first half with two clear proposals, trying to fight each other. A bit very slow rhythm, in my opinion. Also in the first half, the opponent tried to control the rhythm, delaying the restart, which is it's okay, but it was a bit boring for a while. The first half, not many things, and the actions were more in the middle of the field and not close to the boxes. So I don't remember so many exciting moments for both teams, more than a couple of set pieces for Swallows and an offside goal and a couple of more actions behind the line from our side, and we managed to score a goal before the halftime, which is very important for obvious reasons. And the second half we start a bit slow again, not pressing as high as we did in the first half. Then we did it, but in every attempt to press today was a foul. I think we commit more fouls today than in the rest of the season, or at least from the referee perspective. And it's difficult to deal with teams like Swallows that wants to build from the back. You have to press high, but you're pressing every time players in negative position, and if you touch them and they fall down and it's a foul, it becomes difficult to continue with that pressing. So you have to decide if you continue or you drop a couple of meters. And in a very good moment again, 60 minutes around, or 61, 62, we doubled the lead, and I think from there the game was much more clear in our side. We have the opportunity to score more, but we didn't finish well the game. The last 10 minutes we didn't play good enough, too much protagonism for our goalkeeper, too much time on the ball for our goalkeeper, and we should have finished the game spending more time in the side of their goalkeeper. But overall, 3 points, important as usually, and very happy with the result, obviously, and quite happy with the performance, even though was not our best game, and we can do it much better.
Okay. As we know, by show of hands, please identify yourself as well as the media company you represent, if you haven't had an opportunity to ask already. Are there any questions for the coach? Going once, going twice, and looks like we must get there and practice. Katlampo, sorry.
Coach Lorenzo from Cascades, are you happy with the reaction from some of your players this season? For example, players being out on the bench or in the stands, when they're coming in, they're really making an impact and giving you, a headache to say, they should stay in the team. They're basically putting their hands up after, having to work hard in the training pitch to get onto the pitch, like Moroka, obviously Salem taking his chance today as well.
Yes. I mean, the competition, like I said several times, the competition in the group is it's high, it's wild sometimes, because they are all very good players. They all sign for Pirates with the intention to be important players, and obviously to be important in your eyes and fans' eyes, supporters, you need to be on the field. So they are all pushing and trying to be on the field. I used to wake up in the -1 training with 31, 32, 33 players available for selection, and it's obviously it's a headache. I want to be positive and say and think that it's a good headache when you have quality, but it's important also for them to accept the roles in the different moments of the season, because usually there's time and competitions and games for everybody, and in football nowadays, if you want to play, which is not the case today, like I said before, the rhythm in the first half was not good enough, but if you want to play 90 minutes in a high rhythm with the schedule that we are enjoying right now in football, and South Africa is not an exception, the contribution from the bench becomes key. So if the player from the bench is not coming with the right motivation and understanding that, like for example Cipello in the end, that is playing 10 minutes, but he needs to understand that are very important minutes for the team and for him as well to be prepared for the next time. But happy with the contribution from the bench, happy for Saleng. He's not having the best time in his career, and coming from the bench and contribute with a good action that luckily finished in a goal. I think it was an own goal, if I'm not mistaken. But for sure important for the boy and for us for the future.
Coach Katlego from the Citizen. In terms of your substitutions, Coach, what were you not happy with? We saw Tito came off a bit early in the second half. I say this because also the players that came in from the bench, like you said, contributed. Is this the culture that you want to build, where nobody sulks, they get their chance and they grab it with both hands?
Yeah, of course. The first two subs, the Clocky wasn't feeling well, and that's why usually when we sub centre back is because something is going wrong. And the early sub of Patrick in this case, I think it was in a moment where we need to, or we wanted to spend more time on the ball, and usually KB used to help us in the positional attacks much more. Used to be solid in the decisions that he make, and with Swallows obviously trying to stress as much as possible the first minutes of the second half. They were throwing even higher the fullback, so we have more spaces for transitions with Ratomo and with Mahopa, with Dion sometimes as well, and KB can give us Cabello, can give us that last pass after the pressing that we were looking for, and more time on the ball to not suffer unnecessary in the last 30 minutes of the game. And the other subs as well, or only the first two?
I just asked about also the culture that you're trying to ingrain in this team, where no one sulks, they just get in. You saw the support from the bench as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one way to keep alive the competition in the team. Today we coming from one game where we didn't have a good performance in Durban against Richards Bay, but we repeat the start 11 tonight. I hope you notice it's exactly the same start 11, and it's important for the players to feel that confidence, but it's also important to feel that the ones who are coming from the bench, they are hungry and they want to also participate more frequent, and that's what they showed today. But the ones who were not even in the list in the training, trust me, they doing the same. So the culture is there, the competition is during the whole week. I'm a bit annoying with this, but that's the most important thing. Work hard, be prepared, because opportunities will come for everybody, and if you convince us to be consistent in the start 11, we are not engaged or married with any of our players. They are here to perform, to deliver, and they need to be ready for that.
Another few questions that you want to skip with.
Coach Musket, Power FM. In the first half, I think also in the first half, especially with Maswangani and Rele, there would be this quick movement where maybe a pass would come maybe a bit too soon, or a player would be found already on the move when the pass comes in. But when KB comes on, there's a bit of calmness and is able to just pause a bit and find the pass. Is that something that you've been able to spot? Is that something that you would want to maybe get better from Rele especially and Maswanga?
No, I think the problem in the first half was the way we share the space with. We have now the inclusion of Fortune in the start 11 in the right fullback position, which is something new for him. Even though it's let's say it's under control, we were working on it from long time ago, and now is the opportunity for him to play in that position. But still, you need to share the space. Today we play with Fortune a bit lower in the build-up and with Vincent wide open as a winger, and then with Tito in that space, in that half space. But sometimes the timing and the understanding between the three of them was not good. And every time that Tito was receiving the ball in the first half was really under pressure. In the balls that he received from Olisa or from Tim in the same corridor, we have the opportunity to find relay in couple of diagonals because of that pressing. But if you remember, there was an action that the fullback Phyllis fouled Tito really far from position. They were very aggressive in the first half in the pressing, and our opportunities, even the goal that was in offside, came from one ball that Puller received outside, and he immediately filtered the pass behind the last line because they were extremely high and aggressive, even with the fullbacks. Kind of a man marking. And that was the problem. Then when KB came, he centralized his position better, in my opinion. I have to still watch the game one more time, but my perception from the bench was like that. Cabello have the capacity usually to find the spaces where he can operate the better, because he's not the quickest player in the league. So, but he's smart to try to find the spaces where he can be far from the opponent and make us progress and be more time on the ball. He's not a dribbling player, or he's not a player that is going to eliminate opponents with magic tricks, but he can give you the consistency in the possession, and that's what he did. He came to the field for that, and he did it very well.
Coach Vela from SABC, you are left with 4 matches before the end of the year.
Sorry, come again?
Yeah, you are left with 4 matches.
4 matches.
Yes, before the end of the year, the long up.
Yeah.
What would be your ideal?
12.
Now, what would satisfy you the most come the 30th of this month?
What will satisfy me the most?
Yes. And also in relation in terms of your goals towards the end of the season.
To train tomorrow, recovery from this game. We have 3 games before Galaxy. Congratulations to Galaxy, by the way, to make the final. And of course also to Stellenbosch, and probably they're gonna come here in a very good mood, with extra motivation as usually when you come to Orlando, and it's gonna be tough, and we want to go game by game, because December is gonna be key for us if we want to finish the year in a proper position, in a position more according with our squad, our capacity to win games. It goes without saying. So we have to apply ourselves in a different level during this month. It's a tricky month, as we all know, but it's an exercise of responsibility from us to do everything in order to make it. We are not in control of the results, like we used to say, but we are in control of what we do before the games, and in our preparation, and in our concentration, and in our confidence. And this game, I think, is gonna be good in that sense. We are now in let's say in a good form. I think we are now in how many 10 points out of 12, the last 12, which is a good thing, and we want to continue, but the only way to do it is game by game.